in a world full of fears.
Huh?
There is a team on a mission. They are the Fear Busters. Who you gonna call? Fear Busters.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you a minute about why we're doing this series. You know, everything in our world has been changing and sideways and upside down and weird and wonky ever since spring break of last school year. And now we've all just started school, some of us at home, some of us are going back in the building with masks on and 6 feet apart and all these rules. And everywhere we go has new rules and people telling you what you can and can't do, and your parents are always telling you to wash your hands and be careful of your germs, and it can just bring a lot of fear and anxiety to our hearts and our minds and our bodies. And that is totally normal. It's totally normal. I'm an adult and I have fears, and I bet that you guys have some fears too. So we're going to talk about different ways that we can bust our fears through different things that Jesus says in the Bible. So during this series, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, any fears that you want to talk about, I want to invite you to get a hold of me. Ask your parents. They know my contact information. If they don't, they can call the church. I would love to talk to you, to text you or FaceTime you or whatever is allowed, and we can talk about your fears, because that's what's important. Everybody gets scared, and that's okay. But we have to talk to people about it, and we should talk to God about it too. So I hope that this next couple of weeks is super helpful for you guys. Just know that we love you, we miss you, all of your teachers miss you, and we're gonna have some fun busting our fears.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Hey! Today is our last week of fear busting.
Oh man, but I'm really thankful for all the ways we've learned to handle our fears over these last few weeks.
I'm glad you said that, because today we are busting our fear with thankfulness.
Awesome! And for me, this is one of my favorites. Did you know that anytime you're scared or sad, if you can find one thing to be thankful for, it always makes you feel a little bit better as soon as you say it?
It's true. Last week, when I was watching my nephew play in a tournament baseball game, I was so afraid they were going to lose, and they were too. Well, they lost and everyone was sad, but the coach started telling all the boys what he was thankful for, and all the boys got in a good mood really quickly.
Being thankful always helps us to feel better. That's another reason why we worship, because no matter how we feel, when we thank God for who He is, He makes us feel better in return.
I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from all my fears. I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from
Hey guys, I'm Field Agent Trey, and this is Harper.
Hi there.
And I'm Grant. Trey, are you ready for this? We have a fear sent to us from Jake that we need to bust. Here's the deal. He is afraid of losing his championship soccer game.
Trey, that's right up your alley. Sports is pretty much your thing. Take a look.
Sports is my thing. Okay. Jake says his team is undefeated, and now he's afraid that the one time they will lose is at the final championship. Man, I know exactly what he means. There's a lot of expectations when you have an undefeated team.
To lose the very last game, how could you ever show your face again?
That actually happened to me once, and it made me want to hang up my cleats for good.
And to make matters worse, his team is bigger and stronger than Jake's.
They're called the Giants. I'm really thankful that I don't have to go up against a team like that.
That's it. I know exactly how to bust this fear of losing. Thankfulness. When we have fear like this, we can be thankful for what God has done for us, and that gives us hope for the future. And that's exactly what a guy named David did. Here, check this out. God's people, the Israelites, were fighting a group called the Philistines. There was a young man named David who brought food for his brothers to eat as they battled. When he got there, he saw the Philistines had a soldier fighting for them that was like nothing the Israelites had ever seen. His name was Goliath, and he was a giant. Everyone in the Israelite army was afraid of him. He would go into the middle of the battlefield and yell for someone to come out and fight him. This went on for several days, and no one wanted to go up against the giant. This made David upset. He went to King Saul and asked to fight Goliath. David told the king that God had helped him defeat a lion and a bear before, and he knew God would help him now. King Saul agreed to allow David to go up against Goliath. So, David went to the stream and picked up 5 smooth stones and put them in his bag with his sling. Then, he took his bag and walked up and stood in front of Goliath. David reached into his bag and took out a sling and a stone and swung it at the giant. The stone hit right into Goliath's forehead and knocked him down. When the Philistines saw what David had done, they turned and ran. David defeated the giant, and the Israelites had won. Later in his life, David wrote in Psalm 118, "Thank God because he is good, and his love endures forever." You see, because David remembered all God had done for him, he was thankful, and he knew he didn't need to be afraid.
So we can tell Jake the best way to bust the fear of losing is to be thankful for what God has already done.
Because when you remember what God has done, you can be thankful, and that helps with the fear of what's to come.
That's right. I'd say fear of losing plus thankfulness equals that this fear is... Oh, sorry, this is kind of awkward. Hello?
Busted!
That's right, Spence. This fear is busted.
Where's the spider?
That was one of my most favorite stories in the Bible. Little old David defeating Goliath with a slingshot and some rocks. So awesome to see how God helped him.
We also want to remember that David knew he could beat Goliath because David remembered all the help God had given him while tending his sheep.
He was so thankful that he wasn't afraid to fight a giant.
And guess what?
What?
David is the one who wrote our memory verse, Psalm 34:4.
I prayed to the Lord, and he answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Psalm 34:4.
Well, I hope you guys have had lots of fun busting fears with us. I know being scared isn't such a big deal to me anymore because of all the awesome ways we've learned to deal with them.
This week, I want you to ask yourself what you are thankful for in your life. Then I want you to write it down or tell someone what it is.
And remember, anytime you get scared, you can remember all the ways God has helped you already and know that He will do it again.
Yes, He will. And now I'm really excited to tell you guys that starting next week, we are going to start looking at the life of David. We are going to learn all about how to be kids after God's heart.
Check it out.
Hey, dog!
Yeah, Pig?
Did you hear about the new series?
No, but will there be treats? I love treats. Treats, treats, treats. Nom, 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 nom.
Maybe. But it's a series about us animals.
Us? Really?
Yep, and it's called Pet Squad, and it's coming next week. Tell your humans about it.
Wait a second. Pets, is there gonna be a cat? 'Cause I'm allergic. Achoo!